It is react time. Somehow, this man Piratesoftware is on the side of the mega corporations that want to continue to fuck us over. But in his opinion, he's right. Chat, he's right in his opinion. The mega corporations that want to back him, they're fine. They're fine. Nothing nefarious going on here at all. Definitely not in the big Blizzard's pockets.
Hello, I have a development on the Stop Killing Games campaign. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's recently crossed the 1 million signature mark, though I'm assuming nothing. In fact, I've been given stats that there was a previous initiative that had 250,000 of its signatures invalidated, and I could see us setting a new record there. So keep signing, that's the first thing. Second, for anyone who doubts how powerful this initiative can be, we now have a lobbying group issuing a statement about us. Do you think if we had no chance of changing things, we would have lobbyists coming out against us? Well, a big one is Video Games Europe. Best I can tell, this is essentially the voice of the industry. So of course they're going to be against any proposal we make, because they're ideologically opposed to us being able to retain our games.
What? You're telling me the company that wants to, force us to rebuy games we've already bought? You're telling me they don't have our best interests in mind? You're telling me that we're just pawns to them. They don't care. They don't care. And for some reason, Pirates on their side. I can't believe this, bro. I can't believe this. Let's continue. Maybe it might get better. Maybe they're like, you know what? Just because Pirates on our side, please sign the initiative. Please.
I really can't emphasize that enough. Even if every developer in the world was for our proposal, the industry would still be against it. Because it's not developers who make most of the big decisions. It's shareholders and companies worth billions. So with that in mind, let's go through this statement quick by our opposition here. We appreciate the passion of our community. However, the decision to discontinue online services is multifaceted, never taken lightly, and must be an option for companies when an online experience is no longer commercially viable.
I like how in no point, no one ever said you couldn't do that. We all said you should be able to do that, actually. You should be able to take your games offline whenever you feel like they're, not viable. Who was against that? No one was against companies taking their games offline. The only thing that we were against is, why would you make it to where no one can host the game? That's what we want to know. Why can't none of us host the game? We just want to know, why are we not allowed? Why? It doesn't make any sense why we're not allowed to host the games and make sure they stay online. Like, they're just talking about something that we already said is fine. If you cannot host the game anymore, you don't have the money, that's cool. Allow the community to do that. Like, what? Like, just allow the community.
Well, I have great news for you, Video Games Europe. We are in no way seeking to impede your right to discontinue online services. We are saying you can shut down your games whenever you want.
Wait, you're the dude? Wait, what? You're the dude, Piratesoftware DMCA for the meme game. Been watching you for a minute, enjoy your stuff. Oh, really, bro? Wait, didn't he take it away? I don't know. Did he take it away? Like, did you get your game back up? I did play it a little bit. Big W. Hey, thank you, my guy.
But you have to do that responsibly, in a way that doesn't take back rights you already sold to customers.
Metal, thanks for the follow.
Yeah, some people forget that companies have to sell you some rights to begin with to even play the games.
Games back up.
We understand that it can be disappointing for players, but when it does happen, the industry ensures that players are given fair notice of the prospective changes in compliance with local consumer protection laws. Okay, well, first off, I'm not a lawyer, but this WBS legal is, and he thinks Ubisoft probably broke the law when it shut down the crew, giving players only 3 months' notice, when they should have given more like 2 years. Yeah, Ubisoft, one of your members. So this...
Oh, Ubisoft, one of the pieces of shit.
Yeah,
boys, rant incoming. Hold up, rant incoming. One of my favorite games that I've been playing since I was like, I don't even know, 14, 15, 16 maybe? Fucking Siege. I love Siege. Siege is such a great game. Fucking Ubisoft made Siege free to play. They made it to where earning anything is just diabolically garbage, alright? It's just diabolically hard to earn any in-game currency now. They have made renowned so hard to get just so they can force you to buy things with real world money, to where I'm just like, I have to quit Siege. Literally, I've been playing this game for like, what, almost 10 years now, if not over 10 years. And they literally just like, time to go free to play. It's time to get a couple whales. Like, I swear to God, I love Jinxie, right? I love his content. I swear to God, that motherfucker probably gave them the best advertisement ever. He probably has single-handedly saved this game numerous times, and each time they're just like, all right, how do we f up him saving our game? We're gonna put in trash operators. What am I talking about? That's Valorant. Trash operators. We're gonna put in fucking garbage microtransactions. We're gonna make the battle pass even more convoluted than what it was. You know what? Let's go free to play, and then let's make a shitty game mode. Like, they have some new shitty game mode that no one plays. No one plays the new game mode because it's so terrible, Chad. It is so bad. But they're just like, all right, we hear you. We're also going to make it to where earning the in-game currency that you used to earn pretty freely, right? Like, whenever you play Siege, you pay like $40 and you get the currency. It would be so easy to get the currency. It, like, you didn't have to do much to get it. They're like, oh yeah, let's just make it a 0.5% of what you used to earn. It is so terrible. I can't play Siege. I can't play Siege because Ubisoft just keeps fucking it. A live fish? Yes. Yeah, I'm already ranting like 2 minutes into the video because I got triggered by damn Ubisoft. Oh my God, I hate them. I hate them. They're the worst.
Ubisoft, one of your members?
The zoom in is diabolical.
A false statement out the gate. But you know what? That's not even our issue. So I don't even care how much notice you're giving to players. What I care about is that you're not depriving them of their purchase. Private servers are...
Oh no, they are depriving us of our purchase. The only reason why now that you... Also another... Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Another thing about Siege. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I am very passionate about this game. Another thing about Siege that I fucking hate that they did is now you have to pay to get into ranked. So I'm like, what was the whole point of making the game free to play at that point? The one and only reason why anyone wants to play Siege is ranked. And you have to pay to get into it. Now, obviously, I'm a legacy player, so obviously I already get it. But I'm just sitting here like, that's usually for free. In most free-to-play games is the ranked mode. That's how you get people hooked. Like, they just made it to where, like, there's almost zero reason to play the game. If you're a new player, there's no reason, because you have to spend a shit ton of money to get any of the operators. On top of that, you have to pay to play ranked. So you're just in the game playing a demo, basically. That's what Siege X is.
Are not always a viable alternative option for players, as the protections we put in place to secure players' data, remove illegal content, and combat unsafe community content would not exist and would leave rights holders liable. Okay, several things here. We have to break it down. Private servers are not always a viable alternative option.
But they
are.
They're
saying for a new game concept, which hasn't even been made yet. Sometimes there is no way they can add an end-of-life plan to the design.
At all?
Programmers' fingers simply can't type that?
No, they can't. No, every programmer will tell you it is the hardest thing in the world to type out the word "the" in the title screen until they do it. And then as soon as they do it, they're like, oh my God, it was so easy, a baby could do it. Like, every time, right? I'm not trying to talk down to the programming brothers, but every time I hear a programmer say it is impossible to do this, I look at them and I'm just like, brother, it is a pretty simple concept. It is a pretty simple concept where we're starting from the beginning, right? We're starting from the start, where I'm giving you enough time to go ahead and do this thing. And you're saying it's impossible. So then you're just like, all right, I'll find someone that can do it. And then as soon as you find someone that can do it, they're just like, oh yeah, it was so simple, so easy. Any fucking programmer can do it. So I'm just sitting here like, does the education just not sit there? Do we need more education for anyone that wants to do game design in general? Like, I don't understand. We have literal LLM AIs, but yet you're telling me we can't figure out a way to allow people to have private servers? Like, my guy. Yep, we are lazy. Okay, I didn't mean to call you out specifically. Yeah.
I would love to see them say this to a room full of developers.
Oh no, they 100% would, and I want to be honest here, I hate to say it, there's probably a lot of pirate softwares in there that are just like, no one wants to do the extra work, right? Like, we can do it, we just don't want to. We just want to go there, collect the check, and go home.
I think the industry would be surprised how viable it was if the law said you can't take back the limited license rights you already sold to the customer. And this next part. Yes, this part is true. Players will absolutely be getting a rougher and more wild experience playing an unsupported game.
What? How does that make any... Okay, you know, let's hear.
I happen to know a thing or two about that. So yes, that's the nature of anything unsupported. That's not a good excuse to destroy what people paid for.
Exactly.
It just means they're on their own. But then they say this...
Like, if you know that there's hackers in a game, and if you run a private server, you can just, you know, have moderators on your own private server to moderate the server and just kick out people that are doing hacking, or allow people to add in a vote kick system. So when it's hacking, people can vote kick them out. Like, it's simple. It's right there. Community moderation is like right there. Is right there.
Okay, I am not a lawyer, but my first impression is this strikes me as very not true. The way I read this, they're saying they are incapable of writing an end-user license agreement that absolves them of all liability on shutdown. Like planning for end of life, apparently it's just not possible. So me, as a layman, I'm wondering what's the problem with adding a line like this to the EULA? Once our company ends support, we are not responsible for any and all issues that arise from users continuing to operate the game in a discontinued and unsupported state.
Oh no, that is way too sophisticated for them, all right? They would, actually, what do I say, sophisticated? That is way too dumbed down, all right? They have to make it to where it's like this, but also anything you own will be dysfunctional. If someone hacks your computer, damn. Just letting you guys know, at any time, we can come confiscate your own personal server running this game if we feel like we don't like you, right? That is how it's supposed to be written by them. They're like, oh, wait, you're making it to where we just are absolved of any sin if you just run the game? Ew. Ew. No, we have to be compliant with the law, quote unquote, wink wink. We are compliant with the law. We cannot allow you to run your own games, wink wink wink, on your own servers, because you might blow up your house. All right, the game's too powerful. Imagine running GTA 6 on your own private server in your house. Can't believe it. Why would you even think about it?
And absolve ourselves from any and all liability pertaining to its continued use.
Only went to the island for some food,
probably a better way to say that, but you get the idea. They seem to be saying a line like that is just impossible to write. See, I'm puzzled by this, because as a consumer, I've seen all kinds of things have support end, but I still get to keep them? I'm just on my own. That's a very common thing. I think we need a lawyer to weigh in on this. So if we take them at their word, it sounds like they're concerned about protecting customers. Okay, but their solution is customers must have their purchase taken away from them forever.
Oh
we
yeah,
have to destroy our customers' games to protect them from themselves. Oh. I normally don't like to use this phrase because it's thrown around too much, but this is beyond nanny state. This is more like Terminator state. Take a game like Star Siege Tribes. For all purposes, that's a game intended to run online with other people, or over a network at the very least. It was discontinued in 2004, but you can still run it today, online. This lobbying group seems to be saying that's a liability. No one should have been permitted to run this game after 2004, and it's a mistake that this game is still allowed to exist because of the risk to consumers.
What, we're gonna choke on the damn the damn megabyte of goddamn storage it's on? Like, I don't understand how it's a risk to us.
Last copy of it back in 2004 if we could have. We couldn't then, but we can now. So that's our business model with new games. See, I take that as extremely hostile to both customers and preservation. So my question is, why can't we allow customers to continue playing the game, but adding a splash screen saying something like, warning, this game is no longer supported. Running it could represent a risk to your security. We assume no liability for what may happen as a result.
No, that's too good. That's too good of a thing.
In addition,
too good.
Many titles are designed from the ground up to be online only. In effect, these proposals would curtail developer choice by making these video games prohibitively expensive to create. Okay, this part is a little more complicated because every game is different. But when I see this, I'm thinking of auto manufacturers saying how they can't afford to make cars if they're required to include seatbelts in them. Because no one ever made that argument back in the 60s. However, I think there is a big piece being left out of the discussion here. A whole lot of the complexity and cost of making an online game comes from all the microservices involved. And guess what? We don't need the vast majority of them for an end-of-life build. I talked to a developer and he gave me a big list of examples we don't need. Payment processing, anti-cheat, analytics, voice chat. There's so much here that's not necessary to just run the damn game. In fact, I have a quote from him. We are not asking for 98% of the—
I'm like, shit, we got Discord nowadays. You can tell the boys to hop inside of a damn Discord. I'm like, shit, you can just pop up a goddamn, what is called? What is called? Damn QR code and be like, hey, before you join the game, hop into Discord. The game's no longer supported with voice chat, so just go ahead and jump into Discord.
Game. We're asking for the 2% of game logic from main gameplay functionality. Except even that's not true. We're not asking for that directly. We're asking for the same rights we already bought for the game, which they can probably fulfill by providing that 2%, as he puts it. So let's cut out all this extra crap before we start talking about how cost prohibitive an end-of-life build is. Now, that does mean designing games so it's easier to turn off all these microservices is a very good idea. And that also means it may not be practical.
Well, if that is true, Discord is also on consoles. That is true. They have zero reason not to just add that in. It's just like, all right, just go over to this other service if you want to use voice chat. Like, it's literally right there. The solutions are there.
For some existing games. Good thing for the industry, the initiative is not retroactive. And most publishers already have a local test environment for a game, which I'm told is bad practice not to. That's half the battle right there. So this statement? No, this one is meme level. I do not believe the industry when they say this is so expensive it's not possible. Especially when it's been done many times before. This is seatbelts all over again. And how about getting input from big European developers not on this list, like CD Projekt or Larian? We welcome the opportunity to discuss our position with policymakers. Yeah, I bet you do. And those who have led the European Citizens Initiative in the coming months. Well, they'll probably be glad to know that's actually not me. I am not the official spokesperson for the initiative. I'm ineligible. I'm more of a super promoter. The reason I'm making this video is I want to inoculate people against these bad faith arguments. Remember, everything they're saying here is their excuse for taking away your purchase with no time frame given and destroying it forever. Is this a good enough excuse for you? It isn't for me. Especially
at all.
When they're lying. I think that's worth taking into consideration. And on that note, they also released a longer statement. But do I really need to go over this? Why providing continued support do not work for all games? Oh, we're back to classics.
Does not work?
Okay, so they don't even understand what we're asking for. You know what? I'm gonna let them figure it out. I've played that song enough already. If I have to explain that a 500th time, I want it to at least be to someone who's not being paid to undermine us. Now, they're going to be lobbying politicians with this, I'm assuming, but we can try and do our part too. If you're super motivated on this and are part of the EU, you can contact a member of European Parliament and tell them about the initiative. I've been told you should target ones in the Internal Market and Consumer Protection Committee. There's a link in the description below. Just pick one for your country, and I'm just relaying this next part. I have no idea myself, but I've been told you should maybe avoid PFE and ESN, as they're not known for doing things, is how it was explained to me. And the last bit of advice is a lot of email to them gets buried. So if you want something that stands out, this title was suggested to me. 1 million plus sign European Citizens Initiative. Stop destroying video games. Help us protect gamers' consumer rights. And that's all I have on Video Games Europe lobbying against us. For now, I guess. A quick update to the last video. I didn't mean to scare the hell out of everyone signing. If you made an honest mistake filling out the initiative, finally, if you have made a mistake,
Odyssey,
you
yes.
might be able to
Odyssey, that shit was ass.
Get in touch with the official
I don't understand people are like, Odyssey was so good. Odyssey was Odyssey saved my life. Bitch, it's Assassin's Creed. Ugh.
All right, that's it. Keep signing to make sure this happens.
You hear that? Anyone in the EU? I guess I'm going to be saying this for the VOD as well. Whenever I cut up this, sign the petition. I gotta put it. If I remember, I put it in the description.